4th race weekend of the BMW IBSF Bobsleigh and Skeleton World Cup. We're in the double Olympic city of Innsbruck in Austria's Tyrol Mountains. A beautiful day for sliding, cold, fast ice as we get into the blue ribboned event, run 2 of the 4-man bobsleigh. Hello everybody, I'm Martin Haven. Alongside me, Austrian driver Benny Meyer. Benny, we've got a really tight race on our hands and 3 drivers who have won medals this season already in the top 3. Hansi Lochner lying in a very close 3rd place.
He was having a really good push time, a really nice and clean looking run. And I'm pretty sure he's trying to go for 2nd, if not even 1st.
Well, it looked as though Francesco Friedrich was well clear of the field until we saw Oskars Kiebermanis. He came down just a fraction over a 1/10 of a second behind. So he's really making this a big race with Friedrich.
He also had a really good push time, and he had 1 or 2 minor mistakes down the track. So he's trying to go for gold here.
Big push from Francesco Friedrich and a new track record, just under 2/10 faster than the previous best that he set in the World Championships in 2016. A winner again yesterday in the 2-man. He looks like he may well make it another double race winning weekend. Friedrich leads by 1300s over Kiebermanis, and then look behind Hansi Lochner. 300s back to Krips, 4 to Andrianov, 500s back to Dominik Dvorak, and there are tiny little margins all the way down the top 20. We saw it yesterday in the 2-man race, we saw it in the women's race. 1 clean run can jump you up 4, 5, 6 positions. 1 mistake can drop you the same number. Justin Olsen, Yunjin Suk and rookie Jakob Stano do not make the 2nd heat, so it'll be the fastest 20 from heat 1 who go in reverse order. So air temperature starting to drop now. It's clouded over, the sun's gone, and in fact we're heading towards sunset in an hour or so. -3, the air will get colder, so the track should hold up nicely for that man, Francesco Friedrich, and teammate Hansi Lochner, who was in the battle for the medals again yesterday in the 2-man. But Friedrich's run, his 1st heat, looked pretty tidy. Kiebermanis had more mistakes, which is why he's behind, but that means there's perhaps more potential to go quicker in the Latvians.
Kiebermanis for sure has a little bit more potential than Friedrich, but Friedrich showed in the past that he's just so experienced, and he is having 1 perfect run after the other. So it will be tough.
I know that Friedrich's favorite athlete is Michael Schumacher, and he is really very fast becoming the Michael Schumacher of bobsleigh. And yesterday, again, another 2-man win. So here's our start list. Billy Meyerhans goes first, Dmitry Popov, the young Russian, then Nick Polignato, Ivo Brun, Brad Hall. Roman Heinrich in a brand new sled that the French have built themselves. And then we go on down into our top 10. And the last 3, Hansi Lochner trying to hang on to a medal, and Oskars Kiebermanis trying to overhaul Francesco Friedrich. 20 sleds here to go in Innsbruck in Austria. Race 5 of the BMW IBSF 4-man bobsleigh World Cup. Billy Meyerhans first on the ice. Martin Haven, and alongside me, Benny Meyer of Austria watching the action. Well, Benny with another young crew behind him. He's a relatively experienced Swiss slider. 5:31, fraction quicker than their 1st getaway.
He was having a little bit of problems with getting the push bar in at the start, but I'm glad it's in now.
Yeah, it came down like super slow-mo, like a soft-touch door handle on a car or something. Top of the track, very quiet, just a little flop there as he comes off 6. Out of the prize, a little skiddy as well. We saw the track workers walking down the track with the hoses, spritzing it, so smoothing out the ice, and that'll freeze and it'll be like glass again at this 2nd heat.
This looks like a really tidy run, like no major mistakes.
51.63 for Billy Meyerhans. Now that was 2/10 slower than his 1st heat.
Especially here in Eagles, when the sun is coming out, you have that really nice glaze on top of the ice. And in the 1st run, it for sure made the track a lot quicker.
So it might be just getting a little frosty, perhaps. Sticky on the runners. A couple of skids from Billy, down into 8. Taps the wall on the inside, and that shoots him up the corner. There he is with his young guys. Mario Camelin, Jean-Jacques Keller, and Cyril Bieri, the crew. As ever, big smile from Billy Meyerhans. So the race leader for the moment. Next up, Dmitry Popov of Russia with Denis Korotkev, Vladislav Zharovstev, who made his World Cup debut yesterday in the 2-man. This is his first 4-man start. And Nikolai Kozlov on the back. You can see by the assortment of different coloured race suits, we got a group of young up-and-coming athletes here. They were only 700s ahead of Billy Meyerhans from the first heat, but they were in a dead tie for 18th place with Canada's Nick Polignato. For the first task, Billy, is to beat the guy that you're tied with.
Oh yeah, you always want to look forward. You want to gain a couple of spots, and he's really quick on the push. So we'll see. Out of 3, he'll be ahead even more.
Carries that advantage. That's where the luge track comes in, turn 4. In the upper labyrinth.
Really good run so far. Really clean Kreisel.
Nice exit from 7 down to 8 as well. Excellent. 101.6, good speed. Lots of fans here enjoying the action. Ooh, late in the labyrinth at the bottom though. And across the line, half a second up, 51.19. He had a 51.36 in the first heat. So that's a big improvement, isn't it? That's getting on for 0.2 of a second faster.
So that was a really good run, and it was a really good statement. He's not only going for Nick Polo, but he's also trying to get a couple more spots in front.
That's it, a 9 to 10. That was pretty clean. He got late in the labyrinth, didn't he? Head's whipping around. Does the driver feel that? Do you feel like your head's being whipped around, or are you focusing so much on where you're going that you don't really notice?
You always try to focus, but every tap on your head, it gives you a hard time to maintain focus. And you notice a couple of hits, but not all of them.
Yeah. Nick Polignato next up, tied for 18th with our current leader, Dmitry Popov, with William Auclair, Dexter Yankee, Janky as he calls it in Canada, and Keith Rejoice. All these guys, new brakeman behind Polignato, 5:21 start, so a fraction quicker than their first, but they give away 700s to the Russians. Every 100th at the top is worth 2 or maybe 3 at the bottom on the longer tracks, which means if you start slower, you've got to somehow drive faster.
Yeah, but he was having a really nice top run and pretty good velocity. And as we see now, he's even trying to catch up on Popov.
Yeah, better speed than Popov, 102.3. It's a wild ride, though. He's had a couple of big skids. Gaps down to 800ths of a second. He's letting it fly. Wow, Nick Polignato, wild to the line, 100 behind. Well, the Canadians will be gutted that they're 100th behind the tie, so they lose potentially that lead and maybe a spot. And the Russians, you saw Popov 100.
But a great run from both teams.
Yeah. Well, Apollo was wild and loose, wasn't he? Bit of a Rico Peter style ride down the track.
There we see the exit of Kreisel. You really want to try to be in the middle, maybe to the left when you go into 8. Otherwise, it's a very rough transition into 8.
Really worked hard, steering it hard off 9. Big skid into 10. That was all that it took to take him out of the lead. So it's Dmitry Popov who leads, 3 down, 17 to go. Ivo de Bruin of the Netherlands with new brakemen Duckface Duma, Dennis Benker and Janko Francic in the Dutch sled. Their start 5:22. They ended up 600s, 500s of a second in front of Dmitry Popov. So again, all the way through our top 20, tiny margins, Benny. And when you know you're that close, what do you think about, what do you have to do when you're a driver?
Well, Ivo he's a really great driver, and he lost a lot of time at the push, so they know they have to step up mainly here to catch up to Popov and Poloniato.
5:22, 600 slower than the Russians, and ties with their first heat. So the question is he going to try and be neater and tidier with fewer skids in the first heat, or is he just going to go for speed and try and let the sled have a bit of freedom? How do you balance that? Well, that's a tough act, isn't it? 101.7, good speed.
It's a really nice run so far.
Poloniato was 102.3, quickest sled at the moment. 400s, he's coming back. Was 1300s back, very close at the line. How does he drive it off the final corner? Ties! Wow.
That was an amazing finish then.
Well, so he is in the lead. He won't drop any lower than 70, and he might, like he did in the two-man yesterday, move up the order. But Popov, having broken one tie, immediately has somebody else tie with him, and that's the nature of this track.
Everything is just so close, so you really cannot afford a single mistake here.
It's so dramatic with the four-man down here in the labyrinth, isn't it? They change direction so hard.
Especially for the person sitting on number 4, it feels way harder. Like the hits you get, they're not nice at all.
Yeah, you're right on the end of the whip. You feel everything.
Let's go, boys, come on!
Okay, next up, Brad Howell of Great Britain with Alan Toward, Nick Gleeson and Ben Simons. So the tow truck and Nick Gleeson set up their own Instagram the last couple of weeks. Been highly entertaining. Nick and Al, go and look for them. They set each other ridiculous challenges. Let's see what they can produce here now. 5:11 start in the first heat, and their advantage over the current leaders, 200ths of a second.
With a really good push in the first heat, a really nice upper part of the track, but out of 10, he had some major problems. Let's see if he can fix them.
Fastest start of the heat so far, quicker than Popov on the Russians, a couple of hundreds slower than their own fastest start. So 800s lead down to 400s. All right, holding his advantage. Same speed as the Russians and the Dutch. 101.4, good speed. Poloniato had 102.3, but he's been way quicker than the others. This is going to be the 100, Benny. 400s in it. Tiny margin, 500ths of a second. Brad Hall's going to lead at the line and push the Russians and the Dutch into second. He does. 800ths of a second. That clears 8 men out of the leader's box. And that's the thing now, you know, every other sled is either going to be ahead of those two or behind those two because they're tied together. But Brad Hall beats them both.
There might be not any track where there are so many ties than Eagles.
Yeah. Winterberg's the other one where you end up getting, you know, a couple of ties, but Eagles, yeah, jam-packed together. High early in the Kreisel, keeps the height up there as well.
But there you can see how bumpy the track is and how rough those transitions are.
Yeah.
Because you see of the number 2 and 3 guy, the helmet's bouncing from the right wall to the left wall.
And look how much snow. Well, that's not snow, that is ice that's just been carved out of the track. Brad Hall leads Ivo de Bruin and Dmitry Popov. 5 down, 15 to go. Robin Heinrich of France, 15th after the first of our 2 heats. Race 5, the BMW IBSF 4-man Bobsleigh World Cup in a brand new French-built 4-man sled. The French company Montaz, who sponsored them, also built the sled, but guys are taking a while to get in. It is a new crew, Léon Lefebvre at 2, Jordan Bitbier at 3, and Jérôme Laperal on the back.
They had a little bit of troubles getting into the sled in the first heat as well. And that's where you see that experience comes in handy.
5:13, a slightly quicker start, but they were all up in the air as they got into turn one, which doesn't help the speed of the sled. 100.9, it's not a bad looking run at all from Roman Heinrich. Debut in the World Cup for this brand new French sled. What's he got at the bottom in terms of speed? 123.8, 6 fastest speed. Some of that down to the start, some of that down to the drive. But for a debut for a brand new independently built sled, you might want to look at the brakes for future runs here at Innsbruck.
There you could see how quickly the number 2 and 3 guy are trying to get out of the sled and get a hold on the side.
Yeah.
Because it's very dangerous, because once the sled is going backwards, it will just keep going.
Yeah. Nice exit out of corner 9. No rear runner pressure, gets a slight left-hand entry into 10. There's Roma at the back. Yeah, now it's coming back down on the ice. When it was on the rubber, it was stuck. Now they've got it on the ice, it's a bit of a runaway train. Well, there's Brad Hall on the right, and the boys who are leading for Great Britain. 14 to go. USA's Cody Basque, the 24-year-old from Whitehall, New York. 14th after the first of 2 heats in Innsbruck, Austria. Race 5 for the BMW IBSF 4-man Bobsleigh World Cup. I'm Martin Haven alongside the Austrian driver, Benny Meyer. Cody Basque and the team started 5.08 in the first heat, 7th fastest getaway.
Great load of the team.
5:09, really strong start. He started outside the top 20 starting positions, drove himself into the race, finished in 11th place here last year, and Benny Meyer, the field is so tight. Although he's 14th now, a tenth of a second quicker would have seen him nearly in the top 6. So it's a huge, tight-packed field. A good run from Cody Basque, 1700s up still.
It's a very nice looking run.
Speed is good, but the gap is coming down. He's going to lead from Great Britain's Brad Hall, and at the line, 51.16. Yeah, that's 400ths of a second faster than his previous run. Sean Roebuck, former Olympic champion, holds the 1 digit up that the team want to see as you come into the finish line. That's what you want to see. 1 finger, which means you're in the lead. After that, you've done your best. Everybody else gets to do their best.
That's the most important thing. If you race, you want to see your coach or your teammates being in the outrun and showing you the 1 finger.
Yeah. That's a good thing here, not a bad thing. Short around the Kreisel than Brad Hall, kept a lower, flatter line. Nailed the exit there. So there's Cody Basque. Quite calm there. Sean Roebuck helping with the sled. Now, Cody Basque, 600ths behind the Olympic silver medalist in 4-man bobsleigh from Pyeongchang, Yoon Jong-won of Korea. He's got Jong-yoon Kim, Jin-soo Kim, and Jehan Oh behind him. Cody and his crew move to the leader's box. The Koreans trying to hang on, or maybe move up into the top 12. We've got a half a dozen sleds here, covered by less than a tenth of a second. Neat load and a good start, 5:12. Anything in the teens here is pretty respectable starting. Anything faster, now you're really motoring up.
Oh yeah, as we saw in the first heat, only 1 team managed to start below 5 seconds. And like every year, there might be 1 or 2 teams that go 490 something.
500s is the lead. This is a tiny gap over Cody Basque. Yoon Jong-won was 600s up from the first heat. Now he's starting to stretch away a fraction, 700ths of a second. And at the line, he is in front by 500ths, 51.17. That's 100 slower than Cody Basque on that run, but he was 600ths faster on the first. So there was no daylight between Yoon Jung-won and Nico Walter over 4 heats of the Winter Olympic Games. They tied for the silver medal. Big height in corner 10, right up by the woodwork. They didn't get the exit right and lost a bit of time. So Yoon Jung-won and his crew. There he is, the race leader with 12 to go. Swiss rookie Michael Vogt with Oliver Giger, Alain Knusser and Sandro Michel behind him. These guys in 12th place after the first of the 2 heats here in Eagles, Austria. 100th ahead of the current leader, Olympic silver medalist Yoon Jung-won. 300ths out of 11th and 900ths out of 10th. Benny Meyer, Vogt did Europa Cup last year. It's an only year of sliding, and now he's in the World Cup. He's holding his head up well, isn't he?
Oh, he's very talented. To see how quickly he adapts and how quickly he learns, it's incredible.
5:12 start, 5:18 start rather from the guys, which is 6th fastest so far, but he's already in the red behind Yoon Jung-won, who started in 5:12. The gap's growing, 1700ths. Now one was only 500ths ahead of Cody Basque. Brad Hall in third, 1600ths back, and a mistake there, 9 to 10. Vogt waving late off 10. In trouble in the labyrinth. Got away with it, but that's going to cost him what? All 7 places. Wow. And it's so tight, he drops almost to the tail of the field.
Well, that's the thing we talked about earlier. In Eagles, everything is so close together that if you have 1 or 2 mistakes, you're not only dropping 1 spot, you might lose 3, 4, or in this case 7 spots, or 6 spots.
Yep. Bump drops off the wall, and that put him late into 10, and then later still, latest of all in the labyrinth. And those corners, once you're late on the first one, that's it. You can't catch up, they're too quick.
Yeah, it is really difficult to catch up, and even if you try, you would have to steer really, really hard, and that will cost you a lot of time.
Race leader is Yoon Jung-won, our Olympic silver medalist. Now we get to our 11th place starter, 11th place finisher after the first heat, Alexander Bradikin of Russia. Andrei Lvov, Ilya Malik and Roman Koshelev are the crew. Bradikin, a World Cup rookie this season, like Michael Vogt of Switzerland, who we've just seen. This is only his 5th World Cup start in a 4-man, and only 2 previous years on ice before that. 5:11, another big start from the Russians.
And again, another crew, and if you see how quickly they load and how well their position is in the sled, it's really nice to watch those teams.
500s up at the start, gaps down to 400s. Now he starts to benefit a little. Waves through the Kreisel. Off 9 into 10 now, he's got it back where he wants it in the labyrinth. He's going to be in front of Yoon Jung-won, the Olympic silver medalist, by 1200ths. Right, well, from the Kreisel on down is where he made his speed, Benny, but waving up and down in the Kreisel and then a bit of a late exit below, you thought, okay, maybe it's all going away.
Well, the foreman sled has a total weight of 630 kilo. So sometimes if you tap, it's like you don't lose so much time as, for example, in skeleton.
Late off corner 9. This is the real error, that the backgrounders are still off the ice as he's on the straight.
really good for him was that even though he tapped, the sled stayed parallel.
Yeah. Put him on the right-hand side going into 10, exactly where you want to be. Alexander Bredikin leads from Yun Jong-won and Cody Bascu. 10 sleds down here in Innsbruck, 10 still to go. Race 5 of the 4-man Bobsleigh World Cup. Well, Benny, we've already seen what we expected. Some sleds clawing their way up the order and others just sinking like a stone. It is so tight. We've got a lot more of that to come in the top 10 as well. So it's hard when you're at this stage to kind of figure out who's going to finish where, apart from maybe the top 2 or 3 sleds.
Yeah, and especially in Eagles, it's always a little bit of gamble with the runners you choose. Because in the first run, the sun was there, it was a little bit warmer. There was a little bit of a glaze on the ice, and now it got colder, so we'll see. Maybe one team might have chosen a better set of runners for the second heat.
Well, we were talking actually between the runs about Francesco Frugic and how he likes to have fat runners. By fat, that's what, 6.5. So he likes those, and when he gets the line right, the fatter the runner, basically, the smaller the contact patch, the less the friction, so the less it slows you down on the ice, but you've got less control.
Yeah.
So it's the opposite, like, of a fat tyre on a car. It's like a thin tyre on a car. You've got less control at speed, but there's less resistance. So you've got to get it right.
Yeah, and with Francesco Friedrich and his set of runners he's always choosing, it is a little bit harder to control them. So every once in a while you might see him tapping or break into a skid, but still accelerating. And he's just the only one right now that can or is able to drive a thick set of runners that well.
Well, that was one of Steve Holcomb's keys as well. He always used to like the fat runners, and I guess Rico Peter as well. That's how he got so much speed, hitting everything in sight on the way down. It's a great view of the start building here at Innsbruck, with the changing rooms, 2 floors of changing rooms above. Innsbruck, Austria, race 5 of the BMW IBSF 4-man Bobsleigh World Cup. 10 sleds down, 10 to go, as we hunt for the medals here. Martin Haven and Benny Meyer of Austria watching the Monegasque crew of Rudy Rinaldi, Boris Van, Thibaut Desmartins, and Steven Borges Mendonca on the back handles. We've only had 2 4-man starts this season because the brakeman on the back got injured in the first in Winterberg and they had to miss a couple. 5.16, looks like he is back to decent speed. That's a good getaway. Monaco, as we know, a tiny country, and Rudy always saying it's really hard to find athletes because most of the people that live in Monaco are fairly wealthy and fairly old.
Well, the thing is, if you compare Monaco to Germany or USA, it's just way harder to find a lot of athletes.
It's like trying to find your entire national squad from one small city. Rudy Rinaldi, little skid, 9 to 10. He's in the red, but it's only a fraction. Was 400s, 300s back. He had good speed at the bottom. How close is this going to be? 123. Oh, 51.21. He didn't quite have the speed at the bottom. He was coming on strong until the labyrinth. And they just nudge over onto the rubber. Track workers hanging onto the sled there at the bottom. That was very close. I thought he was going to catch the Russians.
He was having a really good run until 9, where he broke a little bit into a skid. And it's really difficult to come out of here perfectly straight. And once that sled is moving, you cannot really control the momentum of the sled.
Then down in the lower labyrinth, big height in corner 10. The lower labyrinth had just got away from him. Couldn't quite thread it through. Alexander Bredikin of Russia, the leader with 9 sleds to go. Benny Meyer, your teammate Marcus Treichel next up with Marcus Gunn, Sebastian Mitterer and Christian Huber. Meyer and Huber, now those are proper winter sport names, aren't they?
We're not looking for athletes out of track and field, we go by last name. Meyer, Huber, you're in.
You're in, yeah, I don't care what he was he did before. 5:09. Good start from the boys. They know every 100th counts. 200s quicker at the start from the crew. Gives Marcus another little bit of a chance.
Really nice lines. Really good getaway for such a young team.
Now, he was 9th after the first heat, 12 hundredths away from a top 6 finish. That's how close he still is. That's a good run so far. Best result in his 4-man career, 8th in Altenburg 2 weeks ago. 700ths is the lead. Hanging on to it at the line by 400ths, 51.14 slide. The coach is happy with that.
That was a really good run. Great start.
You know, they gave him 200s extra at the top, and they were in front of the Russians by 400s, and that's why we say every time, if you can go 100th quicker in the start, it can make the difference.
Even though there might be a little, like a small drift, I think that was one of the best exit of 9 we saw.
Yeah. That's, I mean, in super slow-mo, the guys in the truck find these things for us. As he came past you, you wouldn't have noticed. The driver would barely even have felt that because he's already focused on turn, and he knows the line in is right. Big smile from Marcus Treichel of Austria. He leads with 8 to go. Can he move up 1 spot and match his career high from a couple of weeks ago? Well, Ralf Bertsins of Latvia is in a similar position himself. The youngster started his World Cup career this year in 2-man and 4-man. Bertsins, his best result so far is a pair of 11th places this year. 5:05, again, the boys go 300s quicker. They want a top 10 finish. It's been so close this year.
5 for 5 is a great getaway. We'll see here out of corner 3, he even got more because velocity was really good.
Little skid in the crossover 3 to 4. And a big skid down into the Kreisel off corner 6. The Latvians are very good at getting into the sled. They're very fast over the first 50 metres, but the velocity is always so impressive. No matter who the driver is, the crews always give them that advantage. And Bertsins is loose at the bottom. How close is he going to be? Couple of hundreds in it with Marcus Treichel. No hundreds in it at all. 51.19. So Treichel will match his career best at least, and it's a career high already for Ralf Bertsins of Latvia. They will both be no worse than 8th.
First year on World Cup, and then you get a top 10 result.
Yeah,
top 8 even. That is really good.
There's that little crossover. Well, there are a couple of errors, but the speed stayed in the sled just enough. 21-year-old Ralf Bertsins, a career high for now of 8th place. Only 100 faster in the first heat was the other Olympic silver medalist from Pyeongchang, Nico Walter. Now Walter has to sit in, like Benny, who's alongside me. He's got a torn hamstring. So Pavel Kaminski, Christian Jagusz, and Eric Franke, the crew, have to push with 3 men a sled that's 90+ kilos heavier than it would be without the driver sitting in. And they still started 5:20 in the first heat, 5:18. When you're 100th ahead, the guys know they've got to produce even more.
5:18 getaway, that is just phenomenal. We saw teams earlier pushing with 4,
yes,
not even matched their time.
All right, so Nico Walter, one of the standout 4-man drivers in the business, 100th behind. Now Walter's also looking forward because he was only a 10th out of a top 4 finish. Let's see what he's got. Still in the red, 200s. Now he's tied Could it be a three-way tie for 7th? Nico Walter's going to have to find something in the line. He does. 51.17. He's 300ths in front. It's still a career-tying best for Marcus Treichel, a career best for Ralf Spertzins. And Nico Walter, sitting in, will be no worse than 7th on the shortest track there is. They've just heard what they started, 5:18.
Yeah, it's really important for all the brakemen. Despite the driver sitting in the sled, they want to like play with the big guys.
Yep. That's a phenomenal start, isn't it? 5:18 with 3 of them and a driver in the sled. And so they're so stoked, and they've given Nico the chance to stay in front. Maybe even move out. Oh, he got very close to the short wall on the inside. He was really taking the shortcut to the line, wasn't he? Nico Walter, big smile under that helmet. So is that enough then to move him ahead of Dominik Dvořák of the Czech Republic? Dvořák with Dominik Suchy, the veteran brakeman, and Jan Sindelar, Jakub Nosek, his brakeman, and Dominik yesterday in the 2-man, the fastest starts in the competition. Now these guys have got one of the biggest gaps outside the top 3. They're a whole 600ths ahead of Nico Walter and a whole 700ths ahead of our current leaders.
Fight for 4, that's a great getaway.
So 2/10 the advantage as they sit down. 5:04 is epic stuff, isn't it, from the Czech Republic? As he said, new sled this season, so Dominik's still really figuring it out. He's been in the old Singer Dresdens that they've had for a few years. 2700s building his lead over Nico Walter. The Olympic silver medalist is falling away. How much do you dare to dream if you're watching in the Czech Republic? Dominik Dvořák comes across the line, 50.96, the first sub-51 run of the competition. That's a huge effort from Dvořák. You know, coming into this season, he might have been thinking, right, we really want to be in the top 10 consistently, and now he wants podiums.
Oh yeah, he is hungry. Like, they've proven in the past that they're within the best teams when it comes down to the push. He's a phenomenal driver, and he's getting closer each and every week.
Yes, I see how much pizza and pasta they're eating every night. They can't be that hungry. These guys are...
If you follow his Instagram account, they all have 6-packs. So,
oh, yeah.
So maybe that's the goal.
Well, they're putting the calories in at night that they burn in the day. That was a huge run, 50.96 for Dominik Dvořák of the Czech Republic. He leads Olympic silver medalist Nico Walter, Ralf Spertzins, and Marcus Treichel tied behind. 5 sleds to go here in Königssee, in Innsbruck in Austria. Maxim Anjanov of Russia in with a really good shout here. Last year in 12th. Big improvements all round this year from Anjanov. And for him, a podium finish is 0.04 of a second away. But first, he's got to beat Dominik Dvořák of the Czech Republic. 5:06 to get away. So his advantage over Dvořák was 400ths. As he sits down, it is 200ths. Back out to 400ths. He's got a new Valner sled under him. The #1 pushing crew. 100.6, as quick as anybody at that stage. But the gap is coming down. 101.4, not quite as quick as the Czech sled. 700s, holding his own into the labyrinth. Anjanov is going to be in front. He'll be no worse than 5th at the end of the race. 50.96 for the Czechs, 50.90 for Andrianov. So he goes out to a 10th in front. Now, is that enough to put him in the medals? Only 4 drivers have won a 4-man medal this season, a 4-man gold. Francesco Friedrich and Hansi Lochner with Nico Walter. And the only other man to win any kind of a medal, Oskar's keeper Manis. So the three Germans and the Latvian have gathered all the silverware between themselves. Anginov, 5th, 6th, 5th and 4th last week. And he leads with 4 to go. Benny Meyer, it's a very tight race as we come to expect here in Austria. 4 to go, Justin Cripps, 300s out of the medals.
He had a little bit of minor mistakes in his first heat.
Problem with the push bar. The push bar is not holding up there under Cam Stones. He immediately figures out what's going wrong, gets in. He had to push on the cow, and even so, 5:05. 48.9 kilometers an hour, though, through the first speed trap to 49.3 of Anginov. So they lost momentum with that kind of wrestling with the sled.
But 5 for 5 with the push bar being broken, that is incredible.
1200s back, though. Now Cripps starts to stop the bleeding. 1018, only Polignato's sled quicker, and Rinaldi was fast there too. Cripps trying to close the gap, but it's 1200s and he's late in the labyrinth. He's not going to get there. Anginov is going to tie his career high. 51.06 for Cripps. Didn't break into the 50s. And that drops him behind Dominic Dvorak, who lies second with 3 to go. So Dominic Dvorak's career high was 6th in Altenburg and is now 5th position. And there's the broken push bar. All right, the moment it pushes, they're in a tiny little groove and it pushes forward, traps his fingers. So as well as probably cursing out loud, he's trying to figure out, how do I sort this out now?
But there you see the experience that Cam has.
Yeah.
Like, he was able to adapt really quickly to the situation, and they even pushed 200s better than they did in their first heat.
Oh, they got away with that down at the bottom. But the boys are gutted to lose a couple of places. 3 sleds to go. Race winners so far this season. Nico Walter out of the equation. Hansi Lochner, who won last time out in Königssee. And the final man yet to come, Francisco Friedrich. Lochner lying in 3rd after the first heat. And his advantage over Maxim Anginov of Russia, our current leader, was 0.04 of a second. This for the medals. 5:03, big start, quicker than we saw from the Russians by 300s, a couple of hundreds slower than their own first heat.
Really nice looking runs at the top.
Well, at least Hansi Lochner got into the sled. If you go online and look for the start of the 2-man race that he had yesterday in Heat 2, barely even got into the sled at all. Now he's pulling away. This is to stay in the medal positions. It might even be a challenge for the silver, but right now going to guarantee himself at least a bronze. Very late into the last section of the labyrinth. He's going to have to dive for the line. He does. 50.80. 100th of a second quicker than his first run. Benny, they're getting looser and looser in the labyrinth.
Everyone is trying to steer as less as possible, and what we saw with Hansi, he's known for not steering a lot at all, and maybe he pushed it a little bit too far here, but he had the quickest downtime of this run so far.
Yeah, he got away with it, didn't he? But in the back there, look, when your backside is level with your head, you're going, oh, hold on, Hansi.
As a brakeman, you're just hoping.
Yeah.
Like, you trust your driver, but sometimes you're just like, please don't crash.
Yeah. And the driver, you know the responsibility for the guys behind you. You feel that keenly. You don't want to dump them on their heads. It's not about hurting yourself. It's about hurting them. Okay, Hansi Lochner of Germany leads. 2 to go. Oskar's Kibermanis of Latvia, 3rd in the World Cup standings. 4th and 4th in Winterberg. 2nd in Altenburg. second in Königssee. Yet to win this in the four-man this season. He's only ever won one four-man race. And when we get to St. Moritz next week, it'll be 2 years since that happened. 4:98 matches their first start, the fastest in the field. Little tap, 2 to 3.
As we said earlier, everything under 5:10 is a really good push time. And they're just crushing it with a 4.98.
2,600 ahead of Lochner from the first heat. The gap was 33, now down to 3/10. But look at the speed, 101.8. Rinaldi had insane speed there, 103 kilometers an hour. But Kubermanis is flying now. This is not about Lochner, this is challenging Friedrich for the win. He's losing speed down the line, 50.81, not as quick as Lochner's run. He's in at least a silver medal position. And look on the back handles, Lācis Strenger hauling on those brakes for all he's worth. Body language from Kubermanis, that was so-so.
Well, he obviously wants to go for gold, and he had 1 or 2 minor mistakes. So I guess we'll see.
Look at him leaping there off the push bar. And you've got to be pushing the sled forward as you leap in as well. You can't be pulling it back towards you. Look at the other guys drop in. Martis, Miknis, Arvis, Vilkasta, Lācis Strenger. Look at any start record that's been set by a Latvian crew, and you're going to see those names, or 2 or 3 of those names, in Oscar Melbarda's crew over the last few years. Final sled, race 5, the BMW IBSF four-man bobsleigh World Cup. The so far undefeated in two-man Francesco Friedrich, our Olympic champion and world champion in four-man. Martin Grotkopp, rookie Alexander Schuler at 3, and Torsten Margus the crew. Let's see the start in the 4s. 4:98. So he sits down 1,300 ahead of Oscar's Kubermanis with excellent velocity.
That was amazing. 4.98 hit, really nice 2 and 3. Now he's 25 seconds, 25 hundredths of a second ahead.
We've seen over the season that Friedrich makes mistakes, but what we've also seen is he does not repeat them in the second heat. He never makes the same mistake twice. Francesco Friedrich is driving superbly again. He's losing a little time to Kubermanis, but it's gold for Francesco Friedrich. 50.75 run after a track record 50.42 in the first heat.
And there you see, that's the only team that can stop even before the tunnel.
And Torsten Margus is already out of the sled. Pulls on the brake, stops the sled, gets out and walks up to join the crew. Friedrich does it again, win number 3 of the season. He has not been off the podium in the four-man. He has won 5 straight in the two-man this year alone. And for Francesco Friedrich of Germany, that is yet another four-man win. So he's had 11 career wins in World Championships, in Olympic Games, in World Cup and Europa Cup in the four-man. That is win number 12 to add to his 35th two-man victory yesterday. 10 races this year, he's won 8. Well, he had a good lead from the first heat, but Benny Meyer, this was even better. Not as quick, but it looked tidier.
Well, as we saw from the previous races, he's just so focused and he's so experienced, he can always step his game up. Just if you think like he cannot drive better, he finds kilometer per hour more
Absolutely right. Just when you think he can't get any better. Francesco Friedrich by 1900s from Oskars Kiebermanis, another silver medal. Hansi Lochner, another podium in bronze. Maxim Anjanov, his career best, 4th. Dominik Dvorak, career best, 5th. Justin Kripsen, 6th. Nico Volchan, 7th. Career high, 8th for Ralf Spertzins, and ties his best ever Markus Streichel. Alexander Bredikin, a top 10 finish, 11th for Rudy Rinaldi, ahead of the Olympic champion. Impressive stuff. So again, fantastically exciting and tight racing here in Innsbruck in the four-man. Time to get our breath back, Benny Meyer. There's just something about Francesco Friedrich. It is confidence, isn't it? It's ability, it's experience, everything. To win a race like this, or to win any race, you've got to have everything right. The kit, the crew, the driver, the confidence, everything's got to come together. And right now, he does it on a daily basis.
Yeah, he's on a high, like winning several world champion title and double Olympic champion. He has all that confidence. He has a great push, the great equipment, an amazing team, and he's driving phenomenal.
And the terrifying thing is he's 28 years old.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he's got a long career in front of him. He could still be doing this in 10 years, easily.
Oh, yeah,
still competing. So, you know, Andre Lange and Christoph Langen, those kind of figureheads in German bobsledding, he's going to eclipse. And even the greatest, perhaps, bobsledder before this man, Eugenio Monti. You know, Monti is like the Fangio of motor racing, and honestly, I think the closest parallel in my summer career is Michael Schumacher, and Friedrich is right there. He is performing now for Germany like Friedrich, like Schumacher did at his absolute peak. So, yeah, a phenomenal performance again from Francesco Friedrich. So, tell us then about plans for you. We've got St. Moritz next week, then a couple of travel weeks. When do you expect or hope to be back in a sled?
I hope to be back in a sled in 2 weeks with some training runs and to be back in World Cup in Calgary.
All right, we look forward to that. It's been too long without a Benny Meyer flying run in the second heat. We'll take that as soon as we can get it. 5th race of the four-man Bobsleigh World Cup at Innsbruck, Austria, and it's the same winner as in Winterberg and Altenburg, Francesco Friedrich. He's our points leader ahead of Hansi Lochner and Oskars Kiebermanis, and big point scores today move Maxim Anjanov, Dominik Dvorak closer to Nico Walter as they battle the injured German for 4th place. Some new young names way up in the points order there. After a fantastic race, Benny Meyer, Francesco Friedrich, the first heat leader. If we had €50 to put on anyone, I think we'd have both put money on Friedrich, but the odds wouldn't have been great, would they? Wouldn't have earned as much.
No. I think it was like Friedrich for sure would have made a medal here.
Yeah. And after yesterday and after the first heat today, he was always going to be everybody's favourite. A big, big win for Francesco Friedrich. Martin Grotkoff, Alexander Schuler and Torsten Lācis in the bronze medal position. Hansi Lochner, Florian Bauer, Mark Rademacher and Christian Rasp, and in the silver, as they were after the first heat, Oskars Melbardis, Martis Mindis, Arvis Vilkaster and Jānis Strenger of Latvia. And that is it then for Innsbruck in Austria for another year. One of the oldest artificial ice tracks on the planet. We'll be back in the double Olympic venue. Looking forward to that already, hopefully next season, for more action in the Austrian Push Championships, or the bobsleigh races as we tend to call them here. That's it from me, Martin Haven. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to Benny Meyer, an excellent debut appearance on the microphone. Look forward to some more of that in the season as well, perhaps. Next time out, we're in St. Moritz in Switzerland. Join us then. We'll see you in a week's time for much more action. Till then, from Innsbruck in Austria, auf Wiedersehen and goodbye.